When my second child was born, I didn't value myself. I went right back to work like 3 weeks later in January with two small kids, prioritizing money. I got bacterial pneumonia, became septic, spent 2 weeks on an intubator in ICU, 5 days on 100% oxygen. And that started when my daughter was 5 weeks old. Five. And then when I came home, my mom had been taking care of her. She was staring at my mom constantly. She had bonded with my mother. Now, thank God for my mother, like grateful for my mother. But there's the primal wound. She had already lost the bond with me. And I couldn't reestablish nursing, so everybody was feeding her. And I didn't know that I needed her to, to bond with my nervous system and have my nervous system calibrate her nervous system. So we're still struggling with this challenge, and she's 25 years old. Now, that wasn't planned, but when you knowingly take a parent away, and all the adults involved understand that a primal wound will be inflicted. How are we how are we a healthy society prioritizing healthy children? Because healthy children, grow up into healthy adults, and we have a unprecedented mental health crisis. 40 to 60% of our children do not have a secure attachment to self, which shows, are they mentally healthy or not? And adults are around the same. So, let's explore the reasons, and we're the only ones that can change our society. So let's keep listening. Because by that point, like, divorce really got going heavy in the 70s when my parents got divorced, the 80s and the 90s. So then they had grown adults out of the, who had been divorced in the 70s. And then by 2005, 35, 30, were grown adults that could communicate what their experience was in childhood and how that impacted them positively or negatively in adulthood. So they had this way of doing the research. Yeah, how can it be a good study when we don't know the outcome of the children? So let's talk about how men and women are different at a neurological level. Women's nervous systems are far more robust than men's nervous system, and women are physiologically designed to be the emotional center of relationships, because having that emotional charge takes a toll on our nervous systems. Men's nervous systems are more fragile, evidenced by a higher infant mortality rate among male infants. Additionally, I've talked to neurologists personally because I had nerve problems, and so they would test my nerves, and they would tell me that the amount of charge they put through women's nerves makes men throw up. Men are designed for the quick response, for the protection, where women are designed for the patience and the nurturing and the compassion and the forgiveness, all right brain, feminine activities. And when women are in their right brain, which most women in Western society aren't today, hence we're seeing a lot of mental illness, much more likely to be mentally healthy. And that was true for me. I was in my left brain, for 40 years, protecting myself, and only healing over the past 10 years and getting healthier in my feminine, especially the last 3 or 4, did my anxiety finally stop and my depression finally stop. I had upper back problems my whole life because my heart was hurt and out of balance. And so I need chiropractic adjustments my whole life. I don't need them anymore because my heart is healed. And the nervous system in my heart is far more complex than my brain. And the electromagnetic field created around my heart is 5,000 times stronger than my brain, per Dr. Joe Dispenza, leading neuroscientist and trauma healing specialist. So if this field coming out of my heart is broken and fearful and anxious, you can imagine what that does to the muscles and nerves in this part of my body. Okay, and now, we have to think, men are designed to be left brain, to plan, to strategize, to get out of their emotions, which is supported by a fragile nervous system, a more fragile, right? It doesn't mean that they're fragile. It's just that they're not designed to be in their emotions all day long. Hence, they are physiologically designed for logic, strategizing, hierarchy, building society.